Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to teach you how you can build your brand, grow your web presence using search engine optimization without your own website. This is a question I get quite a bit, and there are easy solutions. No, you do not have to have your own website. I'm Marjorie Siegler. I'm a physician and a healthcare social media expert, and today's topic is the question I get all the time. What if I don't have a website? Is there any way I can build my brand, or do I need to get the website done first? And the answer to that is you do not need a website. There are only 2 features that you need to take advantage of, and there are at least 5 ways to do them. So the 2 features I'll tell you, and the 5 ways I'll tell you. Before I do that, I will say I do recommend that eventually you get a website if you are intending to truly either sell products or services, or so to grow your, whether it's your medical business or a different business, or if you really want to establish yourself as an expert in a certain area and you want to use your website either to really grow that or to let people know about your book or your speaking opportunities or things like that, that you can be booked as a speaker. So regardless of what it is that you want to do, whether it's just that recognition or you want to actually sell something, I do recommend that eventually you get yourself a website. But in the meantime, you don't have to do that. There are 5 ways that you can certainly leverage search engine optimization, which is how the search engines know what to say about you when someone Googles your name, or how the search engines know to offer you up when someone's looking for an expert in a topic. That's what search engine optimization is in a nutshell. And here's 5 ways you could do it without having a website. So the 2 features that you need on any of these is you need them to be public and you need them to be searchable. That's it. They've got to be public, they've got to be searchable. So what I mean by public, of course, is that they need to be public. You can't have your privacy settings on there so that they cannot be searched and they cannot be given as search results. So obviously that doesn't help search engine optimization. It won't help anybody find you. So if you're using a social media account, for example, and you have it on private or approval, where you're only interacting with people that you have specifically sort of agreed to have them see your account, that won't help you for this purpose. It's a totally fine way to use social media, but it's not going to help you for this purpose. The other thing is searchable. And what I mean by that is, video like this is all the rage right now, right? Everyone is doing video, but the search engine has no idea what I'm saying. So unless I'm going to be adding a transcript or doing something else to this video, being online here does help me get people to watch, right? You guys are coming to watch. Facebook is going to boost this up high in the algorithm. If you're watching this not live, like most of you will watch it later, and I thank you for doing that. Please know I will respond to your comments or anything that you put here in the questions. But so the individual social media platform rewards video, but it's not searchable in that, other than the title and the description or tags, search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, they have no idea what it is that I'm saying. So that doesn't help build your brand. So if what you want to do is take your brand phraseology, so you got to have that figured out, right? What's your branding? What are your search engine terms for search engine optimization? And assuming you have those, here are 5 ways to deploy them. Number 1, just like this, get yourself a public professional Facebook page. Now you can set this up in minutes and you can keep it separate from your social profile where you interact with family and friends, but the Facebook page, brand page, is always public. Everything on it is completely public, and therefore it's a place where you can write whatever you want about your bio, you can post things that you want, and you can do things to write even small articles in the post to utilize that platform sort of as its own website. So Facebook professional page, a brand page, is a great place to deploy social media because Facebook ranks highly already, and if you're including your own strategic search engine optimization there, that's going to get you some good results. LinkedIn is the same. You've got to be careful now about your settings. LinkedIn has a little bit more complicated settings. You've got to be sure that you are set to be public and searchable. But having done that, LinkedIn is a great place where you can post articles, you can update your bio, you can use all of the search engine terms that you intend right within the platform for LinkedIn itself. And as long as it's public and searchable, this is doing you just as many favors as having your own website, maybe even more, because LinkedIn and Facebook, again, they both have high rankings just from the start. And if you begin a website today, tomorrow, or next week, your website isn't going to have high rankings until you establish yourself. So these are perfectly fine ways to really get going when you don't have a big following. Then the third thing, of course, is you can get a landing page. Now, a landing page you can get easily from any of the email list subscribe groups. Like you could go to MailChimp, for example. There are a lot of different ones that you can choose from. And even with many of their free plans, you can just establish a landing page. A landing page is a one-page website, essentially. It won't have your own domain unless you have bought your domain. It will be on their domain. But nonetheless, you can write things, you can post photographs, you can do what is essentially a long-form blog post to use all of your search engine optimization terms, all of your long tail keywords, all of your images, utilizing your metadata, right? All of the search engine strategy you can do on a landing page. And the landing page can also, of course, include the call to action that you want. So that's a third way. It's a little bit less effective, I think, than the Facebook or LinkedIn, but it's a third way. A fourth way, of course, is guest blogging. So there are a lot of mega blogs out there now in medicine. Kevin MD is one of the most widely known. So you can have your materials, your blog posts, submitted to and published on blogs that already have high ranking. So Kevin MD is one of them. One of the several up and comings that I really, really like a lot are SheMD, which is primarily about women in medicine, and then the SOME Docs, so the SOME Docs, standing for Social Media Docs. That website also will syndicate your posts. So you can submit blog posts to the managers of those websites and they will post for you. And that means that, again, associated with your name, your branding, your search engine optimization terms, you can get that out online in a place that will rank more highly than your own website tomorrow because these places already exist. Now, some of course have higher rankings than others, as I mentioned. Kevin MD is one of them. Other places that you might post might be Doximity. But if you can get other websites that have high rankings to post your stuff, then you don't need your own website to do that. And most of them will post it even if you're already posting it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and everything else that we've talked about. You can even put it on that landing page. Most of those places don't mind. They know they are syndication websites, so you can get sort of more bang for your buck, particularly if you mix it up a little bit so that it's clear. That you have more than one use. And then the final thing I will say is, out of all of the social media profiles that you use, and it could be any, it could be Instagram, it can be Pinterest, it can be whatever you want, even if they are video and photo oriented platforms, which many are these days. Again, remember that the search engines don't know what's in the video. They don't know what's in the picture. So the captions and the metadata is really, really important there. But metadata and your profiles, the profile language that you choose, and any of the metadata that you can include on any of your social media platforms is a really great way, again, to get your search engine terms and your name out there on platforms that already exist. So please be sure that if you are posting, that if you post a photograph, for example, that has a quote on it or something like that, just know that Google doesn't know what that quote says. So it's advisable to repeat it in the text, in the language that you're using as your caption, or if there is no alt text metadata field, if you're going to be using it, include it as a caption. So just realize they don't know what you're saying in the video. You may want to put some tags, some keywords, a title, and perhaps a synopsis or even a full transcript so that Google and the other search engines know what you're talking about. So, although I do recommend that you eventually get yourself a website for building your brand, those are 5 key strategies that you can use. Again, all 5 of them already have high search engine rankings, higher than you would if you started a website today, and they've got to be public and they've got to be searchable. Leverage those 5 strategies and those 2 key checks on each one, and you will find that you have a real operation for improving the visibility of your brand and the language that you're using to describe who you are, what you bring to the table, what you offer, how you help people, so that you can make a bigger difference to more people without having to have your own website. So those are my 5 free tips in the spirit of Giving Tuesday today. If you found this valuable, I hope you'll share it with a colleague, share it on your feed, or tag somebody that you think would like it. And I'm going to leave a little link below here that's going to send you over to a mini webinar. It's less than 8 minutes long with 3 more tips to make sure that 2019 is the year that you totally kill it, building your brand using search engine optimization and social media as your core digital strategy.